Alright, welcome back. This time we are playing Grakk in the test server. We are using the brand new skin here, the pirate skin. I don't know what it's actually physically called, the legitimate name. Maybe it's like Swashbuckler Grakk or just Pirate Grakk. I don't know. I don't know if it's just that simple, but we will be playing him regardless. He is in the test server right now, so keep in mind this is not the live server. This is where we test all the stuff before they come out. But for your guys' viewing pleasure, I'm playing him today. So we're going to be trying to pull as much as we can just like that throughout the match. Trying to, as we do with Grakk, to isolate enemies from their teams. Getting that nice advantage by taking out a single target. You pull them towards your team takes them out, and now it goes from a 5v5 to a 5v4, putting the next team fight in your advantage. That's the whole point of Grakk, to apply that pressure during those really intense stare-offs. Or maybe not even during stare-offs. Maybe during, you know, the really crazy fights, you can pull people away from your ADC who's being focused, or you can pull people back trying to run away and secure that kill during that team fight. And also use your ultimate to do that group pull so that they can't do anything for like 3 seconds, and you know, just provide yourself a barrier too so you stay alive. There's a lot of things Grakk is really good at, and we'll kind of go over that here in a little bit. But in the beginning too, he's actually pretty good with damage. If you build him more AP based, obviously his damage will be exponentially better, but we tend to go more tank. At least when I play him, I don't play him an absurd amount, but I play him enough to where I like to play him tank, because that's what he truly is, right? But here we are, getting a lot of kills early game. I do see that Omen is attacking my Joker, so I'm going to come down and try to see if I can pull him. We do manage to get it. It was a blind pull, a very lucky one. I didn't know if I was going to get it, but we did, so that was really good. Zenial does drop and provides a heal for Omen, but it doesn't matter. We managed to just CC the hell out of this Zenial through myself, Lubu, and even Joker with his ultimate too, and secure the kill. At this point, we're probably going to go ahead and either go back or just keep applying pressure. It looks like I'm going to be doing. Go ahead and grab the heal too. One thing to do, I don't know if you guys do this, but if you guys push into tower and their heal is up, grab it. That way they cannot heal back up at any point in time unless they go back or have items or Arcana that can do it for them. They basically, it eliminates an option for healing for them, which is really good. It puts your lane in an advantage, whether it's small or not. It really does help. But anyways, going back to our lane, just focusing on farm when we can and getting the pulls when we have them. So here's another pull. Gonna go ahead and use my A to slow them down, use my ultimate to keep them on top of me, and also provide that nice barrier for myself. And you know, Lubu, or no, not Lubu, there he is. Joker was really close to dying, but we managed to kind of pull things away from him. Here's where I make my first mistake though. I don't know what I was thinking. So me and Lubu were both alive and well. We were low, but we could have escaped easily and then ported back and come back. But instead, I decided to keep going and pull Wukong back into us while his team is right behind him, killing us both. So that was my biggest mistake so far. I make a couple mistakes here and there. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make more than I want. Well, I always make more mistakes than I want. I always want 0 mistakes, but sometimes I make more than the average amount of mistakes I normally make. There's this games where I just play super shitty and just don't do good the entire match. I'm sure every one of you guys have had that moment. Whether it's my fault or our teammates, whatever it may be, those matches happen. Here's another missed pull. Amazing Rumble, but I am going to follow up with my ultimate with the Gilder's ultimate. A lot of CC on this guy right now. He cannot do anything. That was 3 stuns and a slow, and now we're kind of just picking at him until he died. Seagull, I'm going to go ahead and try to get that, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and do Dragon now, so I'm just going to pull off of this. Dragon's more important than Seagull, obviously, so we're going to go ahead and go to Dragon. But it looks like they're coming at us now, so we're actually in a pickle right now, because we are going to be taking a lot of damage, and we have the Abyssal Dragon just chunking us too during the entire process here. I tried to use my ultimate, but I didn't get a good lock on for the group. I only got 1 target, so it kind of didn't end well. But Gilder looks like he will. So we might be dead. No, I think he's gonna survive. But I believe this is where he actually gets. Yep, they still pursue. His Zennial's pretty tanky, and Zil can just kind of throw his little, I don't know what they're blades, and slice and dice until he's dead. Looks like Omen is pushing our mid lane though. I'm probably gonna go ahead and either go to bot or mid. I see mid's being pushed, and I was gonna go to bot, but Joker looked like he handled Wukong just fine. So now I'm gonna go to mid. I see another fight in jungle, so I'm gonna go ahead and go there. Oh, another thing too, map awareness is key. I don't always do it perfectly myself, but definitely try to be aware of your surroundings, not just what's directly in front of you, but on your mini map. Register that you see, and register that enemies are fighting your allies. Usually if you see their icon next to your friend's icon or your ally's icon, that means a fight's probably happening, so you probably should get your butt there. Definitely be aware of the map. It's really, really important. Not even just for tanks, for anybody. Because rotations are a huge asset to have for team fights. If you don't have the rotations, then you guys are just gonna go ahead and just get, you know, pummeled, because they're gonna rotate together, but your team will not. That's why you gotta be very careful. But anyways, a lot of these fights too, like, man, it just seems like we're gonna lose, but we somehow like pull it out of our ass and survive and do quite well. Here's where I almost died, but just barely survived. I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab this Necroth now, and then just get him to get shot by that turret there and back out. I can actually go back and probably help my teammate there, but I was very paranoid given how low I was. But if I was a little bit more confident, I think I could have gone back in, pulled and ulted, and still got another kill. But it all relies on my skill shots and activating my abilities quick. But with my latency in this game, with this particular server, like, it was too risky. There's like a second delay when I actually press a button. I don't know if you guys know that. You can even see it on my screen sometimes. Sometimes it's not bad. If I get into the yellow and I do something while in the yellow, I think it's like a half-second delay. But when I'm in the red, as you can see in the top left, I'm like at 240 ms at times. That's when I get like a second delay, so that kind of sucks. But I've learned to adapt with it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't still happen. Wukong does find us taking the Abyssal Dragon, but we're going to go ahead and try to just do as much AoE and zone them out, which we actually end up doing, which is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and talk about build, though. So for Grakk, this is not the standard build. I bet I'm just kind of building on the fly. I'm just messing around with the build right now because I'm in the test server, and I figured, you know what? We'll try some builds that I think might be good. So the items we go Barris Agony. So that's the one defensive item we don't get. I mean, technically, it's like a subsidiary defensive item. It has defensive stats, but it gives us some nice AP in the beginning. I think it's like 140 AP, like 10% cooldown, which is really good for Grakk, and a bunch of armor, as well as a really, a half decent passive. So that kind of is our early game aggressive item while still providing a bit of armor here. Whoopsies, I hit the pause button there, my bad. But yeah, so Barris Agony. Then we move into our Sonic Boots. Sonic Boots, obviously we want run speed, gives us more armor. One thing to note when you're, because a lot of times I just build. I don't even do like, just build custom builds, like as in the preset custom builds. I just build on the fly sometimes. And to do so, you definitely need to know what you're building and why. So, for instance, one thing I always check if I'm doing so, hold on. Just watch this shitty play I'm doing right now. What was that? I remember playing that, and I was just like, I did not want to say anything. Like, I turned red because I was so embarrassed by what I just did. I don't know if I was distracted. I don't know if I was just so intent on getting the kill because I was being greedy. I don't know what happened, but I clearly made a mistake. But anyways, so the one thing to really take account for when you're building items on the fly is you definitely need to know what you're building against. So you want to check the scoreboard. Check how many ADCs you have, or AD based heroes you have. Attack damage heroes. If you have like 4 of them, it's probably going to behoove you to get a lot of armor. If you have a kind of split off between the magic based heroes, the ability power based heroes, and attack damage heroes, then you might want to consider who is the one that's actually troublesome and build against him. But ideally, it seems like in most situations there's more AD based heroes in a match than there are others, so I tend to get a bit more armor than I do magic resists in most of my matches. If for odd reason there's like 4 AP based heroes, then I probably will get a lot of magic resist, get a Gaia's Standard, Medallion of Troy, and whatever else I can't think on the top of my head that has magic resist. But I would definitely go those items to kind of offset that. So you want to know what you're building against. Don't just build your custom build because you think it's good. Make sure that you adapt. It's really, really important. So I see a lot of people do this too. They have like, oh, like, dude, this build is so OP. But then they go against a match where like they have that one defensive item. Oh no, say for instance, like they're like a tank. And they build like this build that's like primarily armor. But then they go against that team that has a lot of AP, and the person who's carrying is AP. Like say for instance, maybe it was Zill who's like just carrying like a boss, and he's an issue. And the guy's build, his custom build's all armor, and he'll still build it. So he'll just die and be super ineffective against, you know, this AP based team. But anyways, our team here we're going against is primarily AD with the exception of their Zill. So I'm going primarily armor. So again, let's get back into the build. So Barris Agony, we do go Gaia's Standard at one point just to have a nice regen and a bit of resist towards Zill, because he actually started becoming a little bit of a troublesome hero to deal with, and to some extent. We go Sonic Boots. We go into the Crimson Banner. That's some nice health, some armor, and another way to heal myself while getting assists. Since I'm a tank, I get a lot of assists rather than kills, so that's really good for me. And then we go ahead and get into, I'm trying to think what else was. Shield of the Lost. I actually would not go Shield of the Lost for this particular match. I should have changed it out, I think. I should have gone Metal Pain. I should have. Metal Pain should have been way better of a choice. Getting that would have been a lot better because I already am stacking a lot of armor. So having that reflect on with all these 80 based heroes during a team fight, doing damage to everybody around me, that would have been really, really good. Instead of Shield of the Lost, which it's nice because it slows down attack speed and has some armor and health. But the attack speed slow is only really effective against that Necroth. Everybody else doesn't really have too much attack speed. So that was kind of a mistake on my part. So I would say Metal Pain. You can go like other items too that have armor, or maybe even like more magic resist if you have that need to get it. But Metal Pain would have been a better choice, I feel. Or Hercules Madness. Hercules Madness wouldn't be too bad, but I would have to say for Gilder, it's probably not ideal because he's an AP based hero. So you want to get AP based items. Hercules Madness is tank slash AD. But it does have some really nice survival features. So we go that, and then we go Amulet of Longevity, and something else. Maybe I think I don't know if I'm at the full build or not, but that's kind of a general idea of what we're building. If I spot it, then I'll tell you what else it was. But anyways, let's get back into the match though. So we've done some pretty good fights here. We're 5-5 and 19 assists, so we've been pretty active in team fights because there's 31 kills and we've been there for quite a bit of it. So I would say at least like 70% of the fights we've been there, so that's pretty good. Here's a great fight. So Joker gets jumped on by Wukong, and we all know Wukong's notorious for his burst, but I peel like a mother. I want to put in a beep right now. I peel for him like a badass, dude. He did not die, and then Gilder shows up just in time to continue to peel and Joker survives, but then of course he sacrifices his life regardless. Here I'm gonna die because Omen sees me. He's gonna rush over, pull me in, and kill me. Nothing I can do there other than potentially have used my ultimate, but I'm an old man. I kind of just forgot about it, so that's my fault. But yeah, Lubu's doing pretty good though. He's really chipping away at these guys, keeping them low and taking out the Omen. Looks like right there. I have to say that Lubu is probably a pretty good Omen counter. Omen has some innate lifesteal, but I feel like with Lubu's ultimate, his lifesteal is far superior. But once he's out of that ultimate, I think Omen might win that fight if he's not already dead. I don't know. I think if Lubu's ultimate's down, Omen will win, personally. But I mean, another thing to note though is like this entire team composition is like 3/5 of it is an assassin. So they have the Croth, Wukong, and they have Zill. No true to heart range sustained damage. So that was definitely their downfall in the end. And Zenial's, God, Zenial is so freaking tanky too. Right there I made a mistake though. I actually targeted the Zenial with my ultimate when I should have waited for a bigger team fight to break out. I didn't really need to expend my ultimate to keep Zenial in check, to keep him CC'd. That was just a waste. But we managed to do the work and get the kill anyway, so it was alright. Lubu does go down by Wukong, so I'm going to try to dip out, protect my Gilder if need be, and we kind of messed that up because we actually ended up pulling him out of the ultimate, but we did get the kill anyways. But Gilder goes down, and now because I don't have Metal Pain may have been able to help me here. I seriously doubt it would have been enough, but I think it would have been better than Gaia Standard, for sure. I think I kind of built Gaia Standard a little too early since there's only one AP-based hero. I should have built my Crimson Banner first, and then Gaia Standard potentially after, you know, the Amulet of Longevity, and then my Shield of Alas I already have, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, there we go. So Joker is clearing out the mid lane. We do have the Murad up already. Lubu's coming up to assist Joker, so that's good. Starting to get a nice group of teammates there. The big thing you want to do too is you want to stick together. Like, stick together. It's important. Like, you do not want to be isolated out. Like, it's really bad, especially if like you're like an ADC like Joker. So you can see him in the river right now, and he got isolated out. And so he probably took a lot of damage. But luckily we're there, although that was like the most hideous pull ever. We are there now, so we can assist. But now I'm going to go ahead and just take a lot of damage here. It did not work in my favor here. And we're going to try to do what we can, but it's just, at this point, there's not much we can do. I'm going to go ahead and die. This is too much CC, too much damage. And we go down. So now we are left with just Lubu. If they played this right, they could have got a lot more out of this, but instead they focused that mid tower more than anything else. They could have pushed potentially top tower because they had minions there. They had minions coming down, whereas mid tower they were still making their way. And luckily, because they did do mid tower, Lubu was able to clear mid, go to top, clear that, and by the time he finishes top, Murad will be up to replace him at mid or bot, you know, whatever. But by the time he finishes top, we're going to start rolling back in. But there we go. Checking the mini-map, though, for, I guess, a ping I wanted to do. Yeah, I was trying to tell him to go to the mid tower because they're obviously going to be hitting that. So, one thing to note, too, is communication. A lot of people don't do this, and I've been known to not do it. Oh, check this pull out. That was really good, dude. Like, I was super impressed by myself. I sound so conceited by laughing and like saying I'm so good at that, but that one pull was really good. A lot of my other pulls are pretty shitty, so give me some credit. That one pull was pretty good. The one pull that I felt like deserved a little bit of praise. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so one thing is definitely be communicative. Like, use your pings. telling somebody to retreat when they should retreat can mean a big difference, because they'd be like second guessing themselves and they would retreat and actually survive enough to see another day. But it's all right. We did pretty good in this match regardless. So now we took out the one guy. We have Zeniel there and Zill on top of me. Luckily, Necroth goes down like in an instant. And now we're not going to chase Zill because he's too quick. So we're going to go ahead and just focus into this Zeniel because he was already a little lower than half health. And with our damage combined, it would be an easy kill because we have a lot of CC between myself, Gilder, and Lubu. I was actually trying to hook there to see if Zill was there, but he was actually in the second brush, as you saw. Unfortunately, it was not much I can do there. Now we're going to go ahead and kind of be aggressive. We're going to keep pushing this tower. We want to make sure we can see if maybe we can get a couple kills in here. Although Joker is going to go down because Zill's going to go ahead and see the opportunity. But we're going to see an opportunity to go ahead and do a little bit of damage on this Omen. Get another pull in here. And take him out, I believe. Yeah. So there we are. So, you know, you can see the potential of the pulls with Grakk. And, you know, combined with somebody who does decent damage and can survive in his own right as well, we can do a lot of combined damage. Because I chip away at them quite well, too. Not as effective as Lubu, but it's still not half bad. One thing I didn't do a lot in this, which I think I should have, is use my Disrupt. I felt like there weren't a lot of opportunities to do so. They were pushed in for so long, I think, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, if there were more towers where I could have used it. But I'm pretty sure we knocked down their towers pretty early. But anyways, here we go. We got a pull there. They all grouped in that brush, and I'm Grakk. So if you're all going to group there, I'm going to get somebody. So I tried. But we got somebody who had a lot of mobility, so we couldn't really pick up a kill and secure it. We do see Wukong attacking Murad in the middle lane below us, but luckily Murad does take him out, so we didn't really need to go back and assist him there, but we went and checked anyways. Here I'm gonna keep pulling, although I got a minion there, I didn't mean to. We're here, we can just try to harass and pull. But ideally, I think it would have been a better route to actually push, or split push the lanes. Right now, this is a standoff. We're wasting time. If we're not going to get a tower, we're wasting time. Luckily, Murad went in and engaged, and everybody jumped on it on the enemy team. So now we're going to go ahead and jump on it and just start off the fight and start getting kills here. And now I'm going to go ahead and disrupt the tower. There we go. See, I use it. And make sure we can go ahead and secure that tower going forward. There we go. We finally pushed in. Luckily, in this situation, us staying around was actually beneficial, whereas in other situations, it probably would have not been that same end result. But we are gonna die. Too many people. It's a 4v3. Maybe if we're lucky we can pull it out of our ass, but no, we're dead. Nothing we can do. At this point, I am telling him to back off, to retreat, because even with that ancestral glory, you know, Joker, you're gonna die. And even if you revive, you're gonna die again because they're just gonna wait for you. Especially if you're by yourself. Ancestral glory is great if you're with a team who can distract people while you're reviving, or if you're a tank, potentially. I'm not saying you should get it as a tank, but if you're a tank and you die and you come back with like half health, you're still pretty tanky. That's a lot of health to have a lot of tank stats with, and maybe you can make it back to your teammates and turn things around. But ideally, I tend to not go Ancestral Glory for a tank. I tend to go into more defensive-based items that have more armor stats or magic resist or health in general. Ancestral Glory doesn't really have any of that, especially health. But there we go. Got a nice pull in the Croft. Nice ultimate from Gilder. I wasted an ultimate again there. I get a little frantic trying to keep people pinned down when I really don't need the excess CC. Here I try to grab Wukong. I literally thought he was going to go up, but luckily Zill was there. Unbeknownst to myself, I did not know he was there, but luckily we got that pulled. I really feel like skill shots, while it's definitely skill dependent, hence the name, I feel like a lot of it is to do with luck and getting better at having more luck. Because really, like, it's this anticipation. Like, you're trying to oh wow, I stopped that word at the wrong moment. I was gonna say dictate, and I stopped it at the first half of the word. It was not a good place to stop. But anyways, I feel like you're trying to what's it called? Trail them. You're trying to trail them, trying to see where they're gonna go. You're trying to predict where their movements are gonna be, and that's where luck kind of comes in. And as you get better, as you get more accustomed to people's movements, obviously you get faster at spotting that and knowing what they're gonna do, which kind of builds into that whole skill. But again, I think a lot of it has to do with overall luck. Here we got some nice CC going. We got that pull just barely. I don't know how he managed to get it. I thought he was out, but I guess he walked back towards me a little bit. I don't know. Or maybe he was just at the edge of my ultimate. But now we're going to go ahead and push in. The tank is down. So that is an actual good time to push in. He's down for 40 plus seconds. He only has about 35 left. But because they have no tank, they don't have any hard CC. So now we can go ahead and start shredding people. Although we did miss our ultimate there. Same with Gilder. It's just the assassins have too much mobility. We cannot lock down them effectively enough unless we chain them perfectly, which a lot of times we can't. We did get the Necroth. Looks like the Joker is being focused pretty hard. One thing to note too is with when you're going against Zill and he's ulting a friend, so like if you're a tank and he's ulting your ADC, he's ulting a mage, stand by your mage, stand by your ADC, because you will take that damage and split it in half, because he'll have to rotate between you and the enemy he wanted to target. So that's one thing you want to do against the Zill, is stand by your enemies. Or if you're an ADC yourself, stand by your tank. Don't walk away from your tank. But anyways, there you go. Hopefully this video was a little bit more informative. Hopefully I'll get better at kind of explaining what I was doing, explaining how I was building and why I was building it that way. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I am tired. It is like midnight right now. I'm gonna get this video edited and out for you guys, and I'm gonna go to bed. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the pirate skin for Grakk. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, hold on. I want to show you the items, so that way you guys can kind of see that too. My bad. I'm tired. But anyways, so there we go. Give some thumbs up to Murad. Looks like I gave one to Gilder. Or I will be giving one to Gilder. There we go. And Lubu. And I got two myself, so that's not too bad. So Bear's Agony, Sonic Boots, Shield of Loss, which I said we probably should have just got rid of it and got Metal Pain, Crimson Banner, Gaia Standard, and Amulet of Longevity. There you are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and now I'm going to bed. Later!